I'm going to show you how to use Turning Point, which is for creating voting slides within PowerPoint. You'll notice when we install Turning Point, all that happens is we get an extra toolbar along here, and this is what we use to create our voting slides. So I've done, first of all, just created a very basic slide. Welcome to my presentation, just an ordinary PowerPoint slide. What I'm then going to do is insert a Turning Point slide where we can vote. Now, when we click Insert Slide here on the Turning Point toolbar, the options you have are just lots of different types of slides. So this first set here is really on how you want the answers to be displayed. So a vertical slide will give you vertical bars with the spread of answers. Horizontal slide will do the same thing but horizontally, etc. As we move further down, you've got things like participant leaderboards. So you can put a leaderboard slide in and you can see where everyone is if you're having a little competition. You've got yes, no, true or false, Likert scales, this sort of thing, all sorts of things in there. But we'll just do a vertical slide. Okay. So it's really as simple as that. You just type in where it says enter your question text, type in where it says enter your answer text, and that's you got a slide. And you can see it's giving you an example if it was even spread across the lot. Now what I'm going to do here, I don't have any devices attached, so I'm going to change this response devices here to simulated data, and it's just going to give us a spread across those answers. So if I now run my slideshow, we've got my first slide, welcome to my presentation. It's just an ordinary slide, it's not a Turning Point slide. And I can click there, and you can see in the top right corner it says polling open. It's given us 30 responses, so that's just your simulated data there. To close the polling, all I need to do is left click, and my polling's closed. And there we go, there's a random spread of data across. So that's because we chose vertical bars, the answers are shown in a vertical bar format like that. If you chose horizontal bars, it would have been horizontally across the screen. One of the great things you can do with Turning Point is a thing called conditional branching. And when you use conditional branching, you're basically just saying, if a certain condition applies, go down this route in my PowerPoint. If a different condition applies, take a different route. So it's really good for sort of discussion topics, and you can tailor your presentation depending on what the views of the class are, for example. So I'm going to delete this slide and I'll show you conditional branching. We'll insert another slide, and I'm just going to do a yes or no one here. Okay, so do you agree with road pricing? And yes and no is the two answers. Okay. What I'm going to do before we actually put the conditional branching rules in is I'm going to give it two paths to go down. Okay. So I'm just going to insert a normal PowerPoint slide here that's going to say, let's say, I'll give you an example, majority agrees with road pricing. Okay. And we'll put another one there saying majority disagrees with road pricing. Just to give you the idea of, that I'll choose which one to go to. Okay, so I'm now going to set up the conditional branching. So I need to go to Tools and select Conditional Branching here. Because we've only got one Turning Point slide in here, where it says select a slide, we'll only have the one option, which is do you agree with road pricing? And so now we need to add the rules on it. So I'm going to add a rule, and you can see down here the conditional branching rule description. If a condition applies, then go to slide selection. So my condition is that majority rules So if the majority of answers are yes, then go to the slide selection of slide 3. Okay? So that's the first rule. And we now add another one in there, which is if the majority of responses are no, then go to slide selection of slide number 4. So there's our conditional branching set up in that slide. So if the majority says yes, go to slide 3. If the majority says no, go to slide 4. And we'll click OK there. So I'm running simulated data, so it's going to be a random one, whichever one it picks. So we'll say, here's my first slide, we're looking at my presentation. Do you agree with road pricing? We've got 30 responses in now. The majority said yes, so it should go to the slide that says, the slide 3 slide. There we go, so majority agrees with road pricing. What I'll do, I'll run that again until we get one that says no, and I'll show you it jumping slide 3. So I'm going to re-poll this using the toolbar along the top there. Polling's open, it's closed, so this time the majority has said no. So we should jump to slide 4 now. And there we go, so we've jumped to slide 4, we've missed out slide 3. And that's how you set up conditional branching. So you really want to think about the structure of your presentation before setting it up. So the problem with the one I've done here is I've put the yes slide on slide 3 and the no slide on slide 4. So once you've seen the yes part, it'll then move on to the slide, slide 4, which is the no part. So you need to really think about how you're structuring it. And that's how to set up conditional branching and turning point, a basic slide and turning point.